Listening to the Rhythm and Brewz podcast. What you sipping on?
What you sipping on?
I'm going crazy because of you. Only
Welcome to the Rhythm and Brewz podcast. As you know, I'm the Podfather Prince Latif, and over to my left,
it's your boy, Mr. R&B, smooth and directly across from me.
It's your boy, Man Samusa.
And as always, on the ones and the twos.
DJ D-Dub,
Yes,
what
sir,
up?
yes, sir.
and our special invited guest,
Come on,
Connecticut's own,
bring him in.
the Grammy-winning,
Yes, indeed.
the Breed ENT. Give it up for him one time.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Yes, sir.
First of all, how y'all doing?
Good, man. Good.
You want to introduce yourselves individually?
Yeah, my name is YA.
And I'm Snacks. And we go by the Breed. We got that kind of choreograph, by the way.
Word. Love that.
So first of all, congratulations on the Grammy win.
For sure,
Thank you.
yes.
Appreciate you.
How was that night?
We weren't together,
Okay.
but when the announcement happened, I think we FaceTime each other right before it actually happened. So we was on the phone together celebrating at the same time, but it was surreal for sure.
Word, I bet.
I bet you it still felt like a dream the next morning. Like, wow, that shit really happened.
Still to this day.
'Cause this is after what? How many nominations?
3.
3, yeah.
You got that. You finally got that one.
Yep.
On top of all the plaques. That's amazing. So once again, congratulations to
Thank you so
y'all.
much,
Thank you.
y'all.
Appreciate that.
Huge round of applause. So tell me how y'all met. How this all got started.
It's a great question.
You want to go?
Yeah, you can start, but you're a great storyteller.
Me and Snacks knew each other from the the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying, from the hood. So, I was his drum teacher actually. Back when he was in high school. I think your senior year maybe.
Like, yeah,
Your
yep.
senior or something like
08,
that?
08, 09, around that
Yeah.
time.
So I was his drum teacher, but we also knew each other from church. We both church musicians. So
Okay.
grew up in church, so we knew each other through that. And then after that, he went to college. But that first year of college, one of a mutual friend of ours was like, "Yo, you ever work with Snacks before?" And I was like, Snacks my boy, And then we pulled up to his crib and to play some beats and shit. And then since then, we've been together ever since. Literally,
Locked in.
like quite literally.
Word.
It's dope
That's
that-
literally how it started, literally.
Nice. And it's dope that you said that because, like, right before y'all got here, D-Dub was listening to a bunch of your tracks back to back, and he was like, "These ain't just beat makers; these are musicians."
Yeah.
So I appreciate
For sure.
that.
And I mean, from the church.
Yeah,
That's where it starts. That's like that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's where it originates, man. I was just talking to, what was I talking to? Because my fiance, like, she goes to Cardinal Baptist.
Okay.
And so we was out at the Oakdale a couple years ago when Monica, Joe, and John B was up there. And my girl is sitting next to me. She was like, "That's Will. That's Ben." Like, she's like, "That's Jazz." I'm like, "How you know these people?"
Church.
She's
What
like,
church you
They
go
go to
to?
my church.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, yeah, we gotta exchange. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's where it all starts. So yeah, you could definitely tell the musicianship is definitely there when you listen to records.
Man, shout out to them. That whole band is practically from Bridgeport.
And that's what Jazz was he was definitely shouting out the city when he got the mic. Joe gave him the mic and he just went off. He was like, "Yo, I'm from here." He was like, "So if you in here and you from Bridgeport, I'm from Marina Village." He was like, "Yo, come see me in the lobby. I want to know what you got going on." So I ended up, meeting him and everything and following him on IG. So it was mad cool. I never got a
Jazz the
chance.
fan. That's the
Yeah,
family.
cool dude.
And the band that you guys use for the playlist, those are local too?
Yeah, it's all local. Those all like our family. Like the drummer, my best friend. Like
Nice.
it's all like people we grew up with.
I love how you can keep it in the family and still be that successful, though. That's
How did you like the band?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah,
That's what's
I
up.
loved it.
we had a great time.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Anytime you have the band plus the DJ, like, I like that vibe.
Yeah, nah, fact,
So,
CT got a lot of talent, man. They just need opportunities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, trust me, we talk about that all the time.
Yep.
A lot of people just need an opportunity to be seen.
that's a fact.
So, which song was like y'all first break, like where you knew like you had made it?
We could do first two. We could do, I guess, the Tamar Braxton record and then the Trey Songz record after that. Yeah.
Okay,
That's when we knew we was in the game.
Right.
I don't know if we felt like we was like straight. Like, you know, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
It's like what we felt good about,
What you
like
was doing.
officially being industry producers. You know what I'm saying? But
What you think? Heartbreak?
that's when we felt straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Heartbreak. That was a good time. 2016, 2015, that was like a great time.
And see, like that was my thing because I was like, what was that first record like for Chris? And then how did you shop it to him? Like, how did he get his hands on that? How'd y'all get it to him?
Well,
They asked them good questions.
before Heartbreak, though, we had records with Chris because wasn't Fan of a Fan?
Yeah,
first?
Fan and the Fan was
Fan,
first.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, Westside was the first record we ever
West
produced.
Side, and then we did the
other
other
one on the
joint.
mixtape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on the mix. So we had a few records
yeah,
with
about 2 or
through,
3.
Okay, so he
through a
was
middleman for like a couple years.
Okay.
We finally found each other online in the DM. We started talking to Chris directly, and then from there, that's my Heartbreak and all that.
Gotcha.
Right.
Nice.
Nice. So it was pretty much like after that. Was it more so like who was the one? I guess the question I'm trying to see if I can word it right. So was it like after that first record that y'all got with Chris? Was it like okay we got chemistry with him, or like he keep telling y'all to send this shit, or y'all was like, hey, if you like that first one, we got another one for you.
So how the industry's kind of like weird in a sense because it's like multiple ways to get stuff to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, for sure.
So like the Heartbreak stuff, we kind of like Aaron said, YA said, we kind of did it on our own. But after they started hearing our sounds, I think we had 3 on Heartbreak, like that whole 50 piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had we had about 3 of them, and then people in the industry, like our peers, colleagues, like songwriters, execs, will hit us up.
Okay.
We need some Chris stuff, like you know what I'm saying. So I guess the people was loving the sound too that was working around Chris. It wasn't just Chris like we need to breathe. It was a bunch of people around him working in his camp. Was like, yo, we need breed beats. We need breed beats. This person got breed beats. This person got breed beats. And they all going to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it was, and still to this day, it's still like that. You can hear the sound.
Word, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, because it's always interesting to know how things get shopped around in music. Because like you said, it can happen in any kind of way. So I was just wondering that. That was one of my questions.
To take it back a little bit, like what's y'all creative process like? Do you just go into the studio and just lock in for hours, or is this?
It evolved over the years. Like,
Okay.
it all depends on what season we in, what's really going on in our lives and stuff like that. Like when we was younger, we was together every day.
24 hours.
So
literally.
we literally woke up, yo, you right? Like we meet each other, then move each other until we go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, we was literally by the hip. But
Right.
now, you know, he might come to my crib, I come to his crib, and we work, or you know, we in the crib, each other crib, we send each other stuff. So it all depends on what we dealing with at the time. You know what I mean? Like he might be out of town, and we got to work remotely, or vice versa. So it just, you know, things change over time. But we love the together though. That's all.
Yeah, I was
Like,
that was going to be my follow-up
Like,
question. Like, do you feel the difference in the music?
100%.
Absolutely. The
Okay.
feeling, the emotion, the
Fun,
right? Like, 'cause most of the time we might go to a camp out in Cali, but we there for 7 days. 2 of those days we literally just in the studio, not doing that. We just conversing or talking to people. So it's like it's multiple ways to do it, but undeniably we're the best when we're in the same room at the same time.
Yeah, like when our career kind of started picking up and life started changing, it was uncomfortable for us because we couldn't be together all the time. You know, you grow up, you know what I'm saying, and everybody's life go different ways.
Right.
Our synergy, we realized like we gotta be together. We gotta be together. So
Like, I understand one of y'all is back and forth between here and Atlanta.
Both
right?
were.
both of us.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over.
So, I follow Snacks on Twitter, so I'm always seeing, yeah.
Oh, you be seeing the. You be
Oh,
seeing
yeah. We both follow you on
We
Twitter.
both follow,
I've been following you for a minute.
I done calmed down a lot. Though.
Yo, it's like it be like every 2 days he be like, yo, I'm wildin'. He's like, yo, Atlanta got me tonight. I be like,
Yeah, Twitter's my journal, man.
I feel you. I love
crazy.
it. I love just reading shit and reacting to funny shit, man. So that's what's up though. Like again, because we've had discussions on the pod where we've talked about like the difference that you get, even like for recording artists, where like if you in the room, like that energy is different, and then you can end up that permeates through the actual record when you hear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something, because then like y'all could vibe off of each other. Like me and an artist, we just did a record together that I wrote for him and everything, and it was just kind of like being in that space together. It's different from like, oh, all right, I'll send my verse, and you know, here go the stems for this, and you just do what you do, but we both in here. And just vibing off of each other. So that's dope that y'all that works for y'all. Yeah.
But to speak of that same point though, that's what's kind of missing. One of the components that's missing in today's music is being in the room. Just simply being in the room. Like, you know what I'm saying? The verse, I feel like our OG Troy Oliver, shout out to him. We always ask him questions like what was it back in the early 2000s? Like he would say like they would rarely send a verse back, like through email or something like that. Like you would have to fly to New York to cut this Ja Rule verse or this Ja Rule hook. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays it's like you don't.
It's almost too easy to sit back,
but you don't feel the emotion. You don't feel the energy. You, hey, say it that way again, or say it that. None of that is going on when you sending things remotely nowadays.
These are facts. Like I forgot who they were talking about though on the R&B R&B Money podcast, and they were saying like somebody was like, yeah, we would back in that time, you know, early 2000s and 90s. It was like, yo, if you heard something, it's like, yo, I want you on this, and you'd have to fly them out like that night to get there and lay that record down. So it's definitely it definitely is heard when you listen to records and stuff like that. So
that's what Paul Wall said about that Grills record.
Oh yeah.
He said like Nelly just called him out the blue and was like, I need you in Atlanta to be on this record. Wow. He was like, I'll just send you the verse. He was like, no,
like, nah.
I need you in Atlanta to be on this record. And so that's dope. But so go ahead.
I was gonna ask you guys, so like, do you like get like personal requests from artists, and like and if you do they like give you like an idea like how they want the sound to be, and like they like go through that whole creative process of the vision that they want for the song?
When we with them, like if it's virtual, like, you know, virtual, not really, but when you with them, that's when you get that opportunity, and that's most of the time when you get placements, because you're making it to their liking, like, you know what I'm saying.
Who was an artist that you loved working with, loved their creative process?
That's a great question. I can start with me. I'll say like Alex Molly. Shout out to Alex, or Zay France for us. Duckworth as well for us too.
Duckworth's fire. Yeah, like working with him was.
I was listening to that before y'all came in. I love that record.
What album?
That skate record?
Yes, bro. That was like the funnest time in LA working.
I bet,
us, bro. Like,
we had a blast, man. I really agree.
That shit made me wish I could skate. Bust my ass. I'm too old now. I won't get back up.
When I came down.
But y'all had mentioned like the camps and stuff like that, right? So I know from reading like past interviews, you guys have been on the camps for Rap Shit and P Valley. Like, what is that like? Because I've never even known this was a thing.
That's a great question.
For me, it's one of them things like that's what you grind for. Them moments like that, when you go in there, like you go in them camps, only the strong survive. Like you gotta go in there. It's straight competition. You gotta be like on it. You can't be like slow with your turnaround. You gotta be able to deliver every time they ask for that. You know what you said, like some people want certain things. It's just like that in those camps. It's like, we're looking for this. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give them exactly that, or they're going with the best version of it. You know what I mean?
So it sounds like it's like a bunch of producers in like one studio, all producing for the. Okay.
No, there's producers and there's musicians.
Yeah.
Because I've heard Who had it for his album?
J. Cole did one.
J. Cole for
Freestyle. Yeah.
Tyrese did one for.
Oh, that's
for
right,
Black
for that
Rose.
Shame album, for Black Rose,
for
yeah.
Black Rose, and I remember watching that, and I remember watching that, and I was like, yo, that sounds like that seems so dope to be in, but like you said, that's also it's like, dang, like that's competition, because I think what's her name was in that camp too. I think Marsha.
Probably.
Marsha might have been part of that camp too, and if Marsha in the room, I'm like, nigga.
Not facts.
It's only but so many members, only but so many opportunities.
Right.
You gotta get in when you fit in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And shout out to Issa Rae and Couture from P Valley and Issa Rae from Rap Shit. But like Aaron said, like these camps are like vicious. You got to be able to be making 4 beats at one time, low key. You know what I'm saying? So like they might go to hey, like we need to make these drums this, and they might come to me. We might have to separate, but we coming back to the same table. And then those camps, you really hustling. Like you're going from room to room, and then like he said, the strongest survive. But they're fun though. They're great competition because iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You meet a lot of different creators. That's the cool part.
Right.
The
Okay.
coolest part is you meet mad different creators from all over the world. That's really
Right.
cool. And then me and Snacks, like our little secret weapon is that it's 2 of us. Like we could do it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's 2 of us though. So
Right.
we could look at the briefs and be like, all right, take that.
Right.
I'll take that.
Right.
Woo, woo. So we just literally, like, I'll go downstairs, he'll go upstairs.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And not to even flex though, Rap Shit had a soundtrack of 12 tracks. We were on about 7 of them.
Let's go.
Hey,
Let's go.
hey,
That's
We
what's
can't
up.
really talk too much about the P Valley stuff because it's not out yet, but
Okay.
it's kind of the same. You know what I'm saying?
we
So-
waiting for P-Back.
Yeah. So it's almost at a point where it's like up there with Euphoria. It's like, is that really coming out?
It's like, y'all really coming?
Nah, it's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. It's coming.
Hey, listen, we got somebody on the production, so we
Okay.
on the soundtrack, so we can let people know on Twitter. They be like, man, is y'all really coming? Be like, hey, listen,
Down in the valley.
Bree
So,
told us it was coming.
do you guys also write as well, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay? So it's like sometimes okay. Well, what comes first? Do you write and then like make the beats to go along with it, or is it you'll make the music and then it'll spark something in your brain to write,
It all
or
depends.
both?
The melody might come first, and then he might lay chorals on it, or I might lay chorals on it, or he might have a melody and go in the booth and just lay it, and we might make the beat. It all depends. It's like all different ways how to like come up with a song. Like,
Got you.
different
Got you.
ways.
All right.
What
All
would
right.
you tell your younger self? Like, as a matter of fact, I skipped the question. Did you see yourselves in this position when you initially started, or you just doing it for the love of?
100% we
music?
see it. 100%. Yeah. 100%.
When we were coming up, we had like dry erase boards, and we would just put most like all the artists we want to work with. We was making beats for Beyonce and Chris Brown, Jay-Z. We don't know how these beats was getting to these people. Yo Gotti, Neo, list goes on. And then like I think the only people we never like made the beats for yet, the production for was Beyonce and Jay-Z. Everybody else in that
Not
list. Right, not yet.
Yeah.
Everybody on that list got produced for by us. So to answer your question, yes.
We got a real strong faith. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like we function on faith. So everything we said we're gonna do, we know we're gonna do it because God put it on our heart and our mind and things of that nature. So it's like, you know, we literally seen exactly where we are. As far as when we're gonna achieve it, that's, you know, that's relative. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we always knew we was gonna get here.
Something else that I read in one of the other interviews was that I guess you guys had a session with Joe Budden, and like he didn't like a lot of the beats, so y'all had to end up like making something on the spot. Does that happen like often, or was it just like a him thing?
By the way, we love it when that happens though.
Yeah.
Because we play. We're like, but back to your point.
Yeah.
It's different between beats and
The
a beat
beats
maker
and
and
musician, so it's like, oh, all right.
Right.
It doesn't happen often, but we prefer that. Some artists just want to play beats off your laptop and let's keep listening to beats, or that beat's hot. Some wants us to create live. The ones that are like
They want to be a part of the process.
exactly, and we love that.
Yeah.
We'd
So
rather start from scratch.
Exactly.
100%.
okay. So like, So it's not like in a situation where it's like somebody will just send you an email and you send them back like a folder full of beats.
It happens all the time. We did it about 4 times today.
That's
Okay.
That's definitely a part of the business model, 100%.
Okay.
It's like I keep saying, it's so many different ways.
Yeah.
So many different ways.
Technology has really changed the way music happens.
Yeah, like we met Chris Brown, back to your point from earlier. We got in touch with Chris Brown, like he said, was from a DM because we had a song that we wrote and we thought Chris Brown should get on it.
Right.
Yo, send this to my engineer. Like that was the rebuttal. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's simple.
That simple. Love it. I know one of the things that like I always like is like when certain musicians they make their own compilations. Like Quincy Jones's Juke Joint is one of my favorite albums to date. Like if you guys were to make your own complete album, like a compilation of a bunch of different artists,
what genre?
Your dealer's choice.
I love it. The challenge.
Yeah, that's right.
Yo, he said, let's go.
Because you at this point you could go R&B or gospel
Or hip hop.
Or hip-hop.
or hip hop too. Yep.
Or pop.
By the way, I did like that Earth Gang track.
Thank you.
Okay, track is fire.
Like we got hella records just sitting. Like
Yeah.
hip
All
hop,
genres. Yeah.
pop, like you know what I'm saying, like country. Like we just a
Country.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay.
I mean, we're musicians. Remember?
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
it's-
Let's get into it.
a lot of people be thinking we just like. It's funny because people just think we do R&B. Obviously, because of the opportunities that
Right.
we get, and we take
sure.
advantage of it, things of that nature. But it's like we gotta make music every day. Like it's a part of our DNA. So we got thousands of just music just sitting. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to a compilation, that's crazy. I don't know.
I'll say definitely Chris Brown for sure.
Chris Brown. I would say Chris Eccles, Zay,
Chris Eccles, yep.
Mizzy will be
Yup.
up there.
We could just name any artist, though, right?
Whatever you want. It's your compilation album.
Shit.
That's a hard question, bro.
Alex. It would be like a volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. Like one of them type of things, because we got so many relationships with so many different artists that aren't like mainstream.
Right.
That's hella talented. Like
Eric Bellinger will be up there for sure.
Eric Bellinger, Vito will be up there.
Yeah.
Cold writers.
Because I feel like that's missing from music now. Like we don't get enough like of the whole label just putting an album out together. Like the Rough Riders, you know, the Rock La Familias, you know, things like that. Like those are some of my favorite albums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when the whole crew will get together, the whole label to get together. So it's like I feel like that's missing, or a specific producer. Like outside of like Khaled and Drama, I don't really think too many other people are doing that anymore.
Last album was Dreamville that did that. That was
Yeah,
good.
Dreamville. That was a
Right.
good project. Yeah, that was a good project.
That was an amazing project.
Maybach
Even
did it a minute ago, too. They broke Marion. Maybach did it.
Maybach did.
Oh yeah,
that's
Maybach
right.
did do that.
I think it's really no labels nowadays though. It's
That is
like,
true.
That's
like,
fair.
or they
That's
kind
fair.
of like going their own way, their own solo acts.
Yeah,
That's kind of
everybody's
why
trying
it's,
out.
you know what I'm saying? That's probably why it's happening.
Okay, so that brings me to a different question because this just came up out of nowhere. Because I don't remember who said it, but like I remember somebody saying like there are no like crews in music that'll like make you want to like be such a fan of them that you tattoo their logo like on your skin. Like you know people with the Rough Rider tattoos. I myself has a Wu-Tang tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so it's like
You know
I feel
what
like
messed that up though.
huh?
You know what messed that up?
What's that?
The internet. The easy access to get capital as an independent artist, I feel like messed that up.
Yeah, that's true.
Because back in the day, it wasn't no one person trying to get on. It was Method Man, it was Dirty Bad. It was a crew of them guys doing it. You know what I'm saying? Then you had Jay, but Jay had to bring up Myth, and like Myth is he had to. It's like one person had to go knock the door down. Nowadays, one person can knock the door down. They don't got to help nobody else up because
That's true, yeah.
they good. That's my opinion on that. You know what I'm saying?
That's fact. Because you don't really have to, like you said, like you don't really have to go through the same avenues that people used to have to do back in the day. Like now you can shop yourself around and range yourself. Before, like when like you know everybody else is just like you had like the Dungeon Family, like people like that like,
Coming through, yeah.
and then like and it takes away because like you don't like there's no competition. Like if you're only like doing things that like, all right, to my ability, and not feeling like, all right, I see him making a better beat than me, like I gotta do the same thing or like do better, like then like your music start getting stagnant after a while.
I mean, that's the biggest problem with the game though. Everybody want to be the big dog. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to be a crew because egos and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why ain't no crews no more because everybody can't respect. Like if it's like we go in a session and Snacks controlling the room, I don't say nothing. Like
Vice versa.
9 times out of 10, I don't talk. I just play. Like Snacks controls the rooms because he's the personal person. He's more social, and we know that. Like you know what I'm saying. And I just really just be quiet and play. You know what I'm saying. I socialize with people, but when it comes to making the play happen and you know like conducting the room, Snacks usually does that. And then if I have to conduct it, I'll step in. If the point can't get across, but for the most part, I'm more comfortable just playing, just making it happen. And Snacks a conductor. But if he can't get the point across or something, I'll step in. But people egos can't allow that. Most people will break up. Right. Because they would think like, oh, him or then it's like, I don't care. It's like he don't care. We just gotta get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that bank account gonna have
right.
It's gonna go 50-50 regardless.
That's what we care about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then to your point, to piggyback on what he was saying, people don't realize this behind the scenes, but the artists got a lot of ego. We know that already.
Absolutely.
But the songwriters and producers, for 80% of the time, we kind of collaborate. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, we don't mind if it makes sense. We ain't tripping off nothing. Like you know what I'm saying? If we happen to all be in the same room and there's a producer over there and he cool, what's you got something to happen? Yeah, like we all on some collaborative stuff. But when it comes to artists, to your point, that's why it's kind of like no crews happening. But ain't no crews and producers and songwriters. But we don't mind working together because we gonna divvy that 50% up on the other half every time.
Yeah. Because it's funny because I was actually again I watched the R&B Money podcast a lot. Like I love the stories, and that's something that Smokey was saying about Motown. Because Tank and Jay, they had asked him like, how come we don't have like a Motown as far as like that type of label, but on the R&B end. And Smokey was like, because nobody like he was like nobody is willing to be the Berry Gordy. Like nobody is willing to just get the talent together and put them in a room, and then he just facilitate everything, or just finding the talent and then just letting them do their thing. He's like, everybody want to be
part of it,
the top dog or whatever. But y'all bringing up the artists, the egos between like writers and producers. Recently, I don't know if y'all been keeping up with the lawsuit that Chloe is going through.
Shaky, man.
Yeah.
What happened?
So she
we know him too.
Yeah, so you know that situation. So I was interested in getting your perspectives and seeing that y'all are writers and producers, because I do follow, Tiffany Red, and I've been following that whole situation, and it seems it's a wild one.
What happened?
Basically, say we produced on somebody's album, but we know we got signed paperwork, right? He must have did. I hope he didn't sign paperwork, but he's suing Chloe and the label for $5 million because he never got paid any royalties or any upfront bread.
And I don't think he got writer's credit either.
Yeah,
or writer's credit, right?
So like he had wrote like 3 records off the album, and the producer was pretty much the one who made the call. It was like, yeah, we gonna put these on the album. Writer didn't know until he sees Chloe up on IG talking about and singing the record or whatever. So now, and then there was,
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the only time she ever mentioned him.
Yeah.
Saying that he wrote the song, but
How
like
long
it
the
was.
album been out?
Get your ass cap right, Joe. Just get your ass cap right. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I don't even know how long the album been out. Probably a year.
I'm checking that now.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know the like details to it.
Right.
If that happened, he's that writer's gonna get paid for sure.
For sure,
like,
It's joints, like the records is singles type.
I think one of them was
of them's a
singles,
single.
and 2 of them was B-sides.
Yeah.
So like he got, there's definitely one that's like it's a single. It hits. And I know, like I said, I've been following Tiffany Ray because she's been fighting for songwriters and everything, getting underpaid and treated unfairly. So, like, the details as far as the litigation side is crazy because it's like Chloe's lawyer was on some, like, dismissive shit, wasn't trying to talk to nobody, acting like, well, hey, he asked out.
That's how the game goes.
Yeah. And it's crazy because every time I hear stories like this, I think about something you said up at the workshop they had a couple years in New Haven. You was like the music industry is a professional business with unprofessional people. And I was like,
that's a bar.
If that ain't a bar, it seems like every story I hear.
That's all it is. I mean, you gotta think about it like this. Like, a lot of the times, creatives don't want to mess up their opportunity by, like, all right, so it's not politically correct to talk about business while you in the session.
Right.
But when the record's being done after the session, who's to say you're protected after the session? So it's like it's almost like a lose, like it's a 50-50 every time. Like,
and 9 times out of 10, if you're new in the game, you're gonna get fucked every time.
fact.
Like
fucked,
everybody gets
boss.
fucked, bro. Yeah, everybody.
That was gonna be my next question. Like, has it happened to y'all?
It's a part of the game. Like, it's to get in this game, you gotta get. It's like you gotta get fucked. Like,
pause.
Now, pause. Right? Pause. But it's about how fast you realize that happened, though, and then you fix your mistakes.
Okay.
And then you move along like we did. You know what I'm saying? Reading your contracts, making sure your royalty rate is right, making sure, you know what I'm saying, you getting your publishing, making sure your writer credit name is right. You know what I'm saying? All that is a part of your agreement. You know what I'm saying? Producers never sign producer's deck ever.
Never signed a producer's what?
Deck.
Producers deck.
Explain it, because I don't even know what that is.
So
Like,
producer's
sounds
deck
like
is
work for hire.
right.
Okay.
Right.
And when you in sessions, meet.
That sounds like musicians
So
for hire, yo. What's the
It
difference?
sounds
fam?
like you kind of
Same
like
thing.
freelance.
Same thing.
Like
Yeah.
freelance
Got
artist.
you.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So again, that's something that Tiffany Red has been saying,
That
because
was
she
you
was like
giving
essentially
your work
writers
away.
are just freelance,
Instead of your art.
like freelance workers, because
You
it's
gotta-
like
you
we
gotta-
setting our own prices. We working this, so that's why she's trying to create like a writers union, especially with Spotify's bullshit and everything and how they paying people. But she was like, "Yo, we're essentially freelancers." Because we ain't on no contracts with these, with these labels or anything, or these artists. So it's like,
But it's the music business. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's music,
and
then it's business. So when you go into these rooms, you work with the artist, but you gotta have your infrastructure, built so whoever's with you go meet their manager and make sure that they connect. So when things happen, they can follow up with each other. Don't just go in there and just
Freelance.
free. You can't do that.
Yeah. They bait on people like that.
Exactly.
They know they can smell you when you like that. You know what I'm saying? So representation, a manager, a lawyer, all that stuff is needed. You need that stuff.
for sure. For sure.
It's a great song.
It is.
Jesus. I'm gonna get married to this song, yo.
Here this nigga go.
I mean, why not, man?
Can I tell y'all a story about this song?
Absolutely,
Go
please.
ahead.
So we were in Atlanta, and I forgot what happened that morning. We was arguing that
We
morning.
had a bad
We had a
day.
bad argument that morning. We took separate cars to the session.
Yo, it's crazy, yo.
We ain't talking the whole session, but we communicated through music. And then this song got made in 5 minutes, and the record got
5
wrote
minutes.
to in probably 3.5 minutes.
That's
In
crazy.
10 minutes, there was a girl crying in the corner to this song. That's the story.
Wild.
Get the fuck out of here.
These are the stories I enjoy.
Right. You got any more though? I'm like, I want to hear more stories now. Fuck these
I
questions.
was so.
I mean, the biggest part about that story that we tell people all the time is that you can't let your emotions
Right.
control the mission,
Yep,
right?
yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this my brother,
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We get on each other's nerves, like, and we men, right? So
Right.
we always gonna see eye to eye. But when we go in that room, we got a
It's
job
game
to do.
time, yup.
You know what I'm saying? So we got in there and we really. That was honestly, that was one of them days like we looked at each other like,
Right,
nigga,
after-
bro. Like, you my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
After the song, we definitely went outside. Was like, yeah, we just killed that.
He talked all day.
Strings got done in 10 minutes at the end of the song. It was,
that shit
we killed
was,
that.
shit was like we thorough, nigga. Like,
And it was at the same studio that Dreamville Kent was at.
Oh, shit.
Shout out
Shit,
to
that's
Kent,
wild.
yeah. That's one of the best studios like we ever worked at. I ain't gonna lie. That's a dope studio. It's like a big ass warehouse full of mad studios. You know what I'm saying?
dope.
What are some of the other top studios you've been to?
Definitely legendary Quad Studios. Everybody know
Wow.
about.
Yeah.
Platinum Sounds. Westgate in L.A.
Westgate in LA.
Circle House in Miami. Well, these are all like legendary studios.
Circle House, we love Circle House.
So, when you're in these places, do you feel the spirit of like, you know, the culture behind where you are, and does it, help the creative process? Like, damn, like we really got to make this happen. Like, we ain't doing no bullshit.
I don't know. But I just like being with my nigga. We like kids. We going traveling, making music, making money. That shit thorough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we from the hood, yo. Like, so it's like when we go places like Miami, Circle House. That's like, nigga, me and Snaps got our keyboards and stuff. We go in the room, get to create. You know what I'm saying? So it's just fun.
Yeah, it's fun, but we do put them game faces on though. It's time.
I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? Get to it, like.
You don't get too fan struck.
Never that. It was never like that.
People,
We ain't
regular people.
Yeah,
bro.
we ain't like that.
Look like you was about to say something.
Oh, nah.
Okay.
I was just thinking because I was about to ask, like, because you already talked about this particular record. What's the quickest song that y'all have put together, either on a production tip or on a writing tip, or was this the fastest one?
This was definitely fast.
This was the fast one. Okay.
Fast. The one we sent out like through an email was probably, I'll never forget this. We was in West Haven, our studio, right? And we sent he played it earlier. We sent the Davies Perfect and featuring Chris Brown beat prior to the night. We made that beat probably on a Wednesday night. Like I'm paraphrasing on the day. We probably, the next day, Chris was in Quad Studios with Davies recording to that beat. Like, and that's when that whole little thing went viral at Quad with Davies and Chris was together. So that was the quickest record that got sent out, email-wise. Like, but this literally happened in 10 minutes, y'all. Like, there's no.
This is wild,
crazy. hearing the time span for like some of these like hit records be killing me. Like when I heard John Tate talk about We Belong, Be Without You.
Mary J?
Yeah. And he was like, he's like, wrote that in like 30 minutes. I'm like, nigga, what? Like the biggest record? Like your career?
Yeah, that's like top 10, I think, century.
Yeah, like that's
record.
top 10 R&B records of like the century.
Wow.
Like you wrote just 30 minutes?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
You actually playing records, so I got a story about this record now. We're in LA. And we get a call. Well, we with our manager. We get a call. He's like, yo, Chris recorded this Christmas record, blah, blah, blah. He wants y'all. How many edits we
Oh,
had
that's
to
who was in the studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did so many
And we
edits.
had to go to the Tizzy house, right? Tizzy house. We had to go to Chris' engineer crib
Like,
to
shit.
finalize the record because Chris wanted it done that
ASAP.
bad. So we had to leave the studio
Right.
and go to his crib, sat in his crib for
Right.
like, what, 3
It
hours?
was a
Something
minute.
like that.
There's probably like 13 edits on this record.
Because he does like 67
He wanted
tracks
to dance.
of vocal.
Like if you hear some of the record, it's got like his dancing vibe on it. Like that's that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so many components to this record that he wanted. He wanted Christmas bells at the end. He wanted this to make it feel like he could do a flip. Like that's how he describes stuff. Like,
I want to do a flip right there.
Flip right here on the fourth bar.
yeah, seriously. Has to be
front flip, one
Pappy
foot.
said, has to be energetic. You gotta feel like he's like dancing. Like, oh, all right, we got you.
He's like a 8-bar dance break right here.
Seriously,
Yo, it's crazy.
Sure.
That's crazy because they said, what's his name had like 28 mixes.
Oh, the Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, yeah.
Was it Thriller?
Nah,
Oh, no,
off Invincible. I think it was You Rock My World.
Rock My World, yeah. And
You
they
Rock
took
My
mix too.
World. Yeah, and they took mix too.
Yeah.
28 mixes and they took mixes.
Bro,
Yeah.
no lie.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
I'd have been pissed.
And I think I heard another story like that about Thriller too, because they said Thriller had like 90.
But that's what Quincy was.
Yeah, Quincy was wild.
was a producer because they said Mike used to overthink everything. And Quincy would come in, Mike, why you got Dave mixing this? Let's listen to mix 2. That's it right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro.
And that was back in the analog
That's the truth,
days.
because that's what the true feeling of the record is.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like, what one of your most challenging records to make?
I can't think.
Damn.
It's definitely probably the Trey Songz.
Oh, when we did
What's the Devontae sample?
Sneaky. Yeah, so all right, so we did I think that was our first place right out of you got out of college, right? So we did a song called Sneaky, and we sampled a record, a Jodeci record. But we found out that the Jodeci record was sampled by somebody, and then that record was sampled by somebody.
Oh damn!
So
you
we
gotta go through the
so
channels.
much clearance.
So we
gotta go
played
on
it.
the pub.
We played.
Oh, shit.
We played the whole thing ourselves and made a compilation of it instead of sampling it. So I think that was like weird for us because that was also like we learned a lot though because we had good management and we know how to play. So that was like we was like, okay, thank God we know how to play because if we didn't, we would have been screwed. I don't think we never had a hard record though. Like it's
the TV stuff is more intricate.
Yeah.
Because it's more specific.
To the mood of what's going on.
Like,
Yeah.
we need an edit to make it feel like a bomb right here, or like it's not so much hard. It's so real intricate and really specific what they want to hear because it's going too long to a movie or a TV script. You know what I'm saying? Like those
imagine-
are more.
Go ahead.
Like, you
Sam,
got
my
it.
bad.
I was just gonna say those are more like time felt stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Because a writer, like the writer of the show, was making us make music to something that's not even shot yet.
Right.
I was just about to ask
So
you that. Like,
they're
if
like-
you see what you're actually
Right.
Yeah, it's easier to do.
So they're like, make it like feel like this, and we're trying to like visualize, and we don't know what the hell they see.
right.
Right. Spoiler: we're working on a song. We giving you all the gems right now. We're working on a P Valley. I can't even say the whole scene, but we're working on a P Valley record right
Would
now.
you say
But
that scene?
I can't. But just put it like this: we're on edit number 30 or something like
God
that. now.
damn.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
And watch
not
they go
bad.
with number 3.
Exactly. And that's usually how it goes.
That's wild.
So don't you say that scene?
So, do you enjoy doing that side of it? Do you feel like it's more of a challenge and you enjoy the challenge more, or do you just let's just get to the albums?
Our goal is to go to movies, like movies. So we always want to score stuff. So, but it's like you said, it's both. Like we actually enjoy it. Like it's different. You know what I'm saying?
Like think about it. No matter what challenge we have, it's a challenge making music. Like,
Right.
We just chilling. Like we just
That's a
making
bar.
music.
That's a bar, y'all.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
facts,
we don't gotta. There's nothing strenuous about our job,
Right.
like other than staying up late. You know, things like that. But,
Right.
And being on call, but it's like, and we got producers too. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of the opportunities we have that's not, let's say, particularly the best for our time, we can always pass off to younger producers for their opportunities too. So that's dope too.
Speaking of, go ahead, you had a question?
Oh no, I was about to say that sounds like we can. That sounds like the Breed ENT Academy that you.
There we
got
go. That's where I was
on
going.
Right there. So,
You guys are good.
We here. We here.
listen, man, we do our best.
So tell us how the Breed Academy came about.
Well, the biggest thing is we just wanted to create opportunities that we didn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like we was blessed to have Troy. Shout out to Troy again. Like he really took us under his wing, and he took time to cultivate us and invest time into us when he didn't have to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but if we didn't have that, we don't know where we would be, and that's just a fact. You know what I mean? So we're just thinking about like how many more producers or creatives, writers just don't have opportunities or access to resources. So we just wanted to create, a school that can train them and also put them in the right direction to potentially get into the game. So we have 2 producers that are actually platinum selling producers. We have 1 producer that's a Grammy nominated producer. So we're just in the process of really just building this academy, this infrastructure, so we can, affect multiple creators, not just producers, but engineers, writers, managers, anybody.
Lawyers, right?
Yeah.
And it goes back to your point, bro. When you said earlier, when we was talking about the Joe Band and how the CT talent, there's so much CT talent,
For sure.
and they don't have the resources or the spotlight. They it's so many people we cross daily in Connecticut. Like, yo, you're fire, like you know what I'm saying? But they don't have the resources, and that's where we come in at.
Yeah, I love that, and it's actually how I first got put on to y'all.
A word.
Like I think I was on Instagram doom scrolling or some shit, and I seen like the Breed ENT Academy, and I just seen studio music, so I'm like, oh, what's and then of course it's I seen that y'all it was a local thing, so I'm like, what's going on here? That was my first like opening to who y'all was, and I was like, nah, this is dope, because like you said, there's so much talent around, and it's like they just need that resource. It's like I just got a bulletin from my old middle school, and they doing media art, and they taking the kids to the studio, and I was pissed as hell because I ain't had that shit. I was like, must be fucking nice. I was like, god damn, they had us running under the goddamn the parachute tent in gym class.
Y'all playing hot cross buns on the fucking recorder. Now they in the studio.
Now y'all at Studio Underground down in Norwalk. Wow, I'm from Norwalk.
Wow.
I've been there too. That's a nice studio.
It is. I was like, damn, look at them. Must be nice. So, but it's also dope that you're not just limiting it to producers, and it's like, cause like you said, we need the lawyers, the managers, and everything. Cause you definitely, like you said, it's a business as well, and I think that's where most people, especially young and aspiring artists, they just go for the music. Like they'll just take an opportunity and not realize, oh, it's not the opportunity you thought. So the fact that y'all are cultivating a CT talent around here is dope. It's dope. And they're young. I was like, oh,
Sounds like y'all about to be the Berry Gordy.
Somebody got to do it
right here, yo.
They're turning New Haven into Motown.
Let's go.
Listen. When I went to that the workshop, and they, I seen the one up in New Haven. I can't remember what the name of it was.
Colton, was it Colton doing this?
Colton, yeah, Colton was doing it. Yep.
And Troy was there.
Yeah, Troy was there.
Okay. Ready. Yep.
And everything. So I was definitely in that, and I sat in on y'all's panel. And that was, Troy was there, and I remember like reading his credits, because I was like, I was looking up everybody that they had for this event. I'm like, oh, Troy Oliver, that name sounds familiar. Ain't think too much of it, but I'm looking at the resume. I'm like, I was like, Celine, as in Dion. I'm like, it is Genuine. I'm like, all right. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool, Genuine. Love Genuine. Right? Yeah. Yep. And I'm like, but what Genuine record he do? I'm thinking maybe he got one of the album cuts. Some light. I love album cuts, so I'm like, maybe he was behind, one of my favorite joints. I'm like, oh, like the Genuine song, like that one, like that one.
Yeah, I gotta get him up here so he can tell y'all that story.
Oh, bruh, like I love when he told that story. He told it at that joint because people asked, they was like, yo, why is it called Differences? When he don't say differences. And I was sitting there and I'm like, he do say it. It's an ad lib, but it's in there. But yeah, that story made me laugh, because it was like, yo, it's funny because black people always call it My Whole Life Has Changed. I'm like, yo, it's on the album. Like, it's differences. Y'all know this. Cut it out, man. But yeah, so it's always dope to see like that there is talent out here in Connecticut, like big name talent, like y'all doing y'all thing. We got Troy Oliver from here. Then you had people like I'm trying to think of who
Sholey.
Shout out to Sholey. That's our guy.
Annoyed. Chris Webby.
Right.
Originators.
Chris Webby. Then you had from a way back, Javier.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot about
Javier Cologne.
Yeah.
Who ended up being on The Voice.
Yep.
Like in 2011, which was funny because I'm like, this nigga had a whole album in Walmart in 05. So it's like there's so much talent out here, and we just need like somebody to give us the resources to really acknowledge that and push it forward. So
yeah, that's a fact. Niggas just need to. People always say like people need to work together more, but I don't know. I don't think it's more about that. It's just about opportunity. I just feel like people just need more opportunity to do what they do. Like Connecticut doesn't have enough opportunity. Everybody, it don't need to be kumbaya. Like it's not about that. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Iron sharper iron. It's not about competition, but we ain't always gotta be kumbaya.
Right, I hear that.
Absolutely.
We here to work.
Yeah, we here to work. You might have
Yeah,
your
for
vibe,
sure.
I have my vibe, woo, 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 but there's no opportunities for artists to do their thing. There's no stages for you to go on stage and say, "Damn, that nigga just kill his set.
right.
I gotta go up there and go harder." Da, da, da. How many times do we see that? Never. We don't see it in Connecticut because
That's the type of stuff that we want to try to put together, but it's about the money and the location.
Exactly.
Locations.
Resources.
Like
Resources.
You see what I'm
we
saying?
try to talk to like a Park City music hall. They're like,
The location is always.
Man, I asked Park City Music Hall out of curiosity, and I was like,
right.
not
But this
yet.
is
I got a
that's a big
fundraise.
thing we talk about in the city all the time when we in like City Hall. We like, listen, you guys talking about you want arts and all this stuff, but you can't charge a up and coming artist $6,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the
And like
That's like they rent for like the next 3 months. Like,
but they're not. But they don't understand, right? The ecosystem. They don't understand the infrastructure.
they just don't care. They understand. They don't care.
Nah, real talk. They don't understand. I'm gonna be honest with you. We in
It's a
these rooms,
it's a disconnect.
they don't get it, right? Because they're thinking about, oh, we have to pay. We understand that, but if you help us grow, we can pay
Right.
that one day. But there has to start somewhere, right? We just can't start on level C. We got to
Let's
start
go.
Right.
on, But where's that opportunity down on this level? So I think CT has got to make more grassroots opportunities to get us to the level where, but
Because there has to be some type of proof of concept back
That's
there.
a fact.
That's all they care about.
We'll have concepts of a plan.
Yeah. Like, shit. What's State House? Is it still?
No, that's gone.
So it's officially
Yeah, that's
okay.
gone.
Because I remember, like, just before COVID.
Oh my God, I wanted to do something at State House so bad.
Bruh, just before COVID, I had really got like 3 or 4 artists, including myself, together, and I was like, yo, I want to do an R&B night of all male artists, like a ladies' night. So I contacted State House, and at that time, their rates was actually like doable. Like he was offering for like what he was offering to me, because he was like, yo, do you want the bar? I was like, shit, like how much would that run me? And I think at that time he was like, yeah, you can do that for like 600. I'm like, oh,
That was State House?
yeah.
Because when I talked to them, they wanted less. But that was like, yeah.
So yeah, again, depending on when, the different, how long in between.
Right.
But yeah, he was really affordable, and then COVID happened.
Yep.
And
Another
fucked
Exactly what
everything up.
Another issue that I feel like Connecticut has is artists don't take this shit serious, like full time.
Oh, yeah.
Like you want to do a show, but you don't want to do another show until another 6 months later. Like if you really do this, you supposed to be trying to hit the stage once a week, damn near. You know what I'm saying?
They
Like,
put out quality music.
right? Like nah.
But there's two sides to that, because there's a lot of like, I went with him where he's an R&B artist himself, and I went with him to a showcase. What was it at? What was that spot? New Haven.
I don't even remember. It was a club across from where
It's across from where Mecha is.
yeah,
Or something like that.
the parking garage. Oh fuck, it's
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, on Crown Street.
Yeah, like they got a big picture of like.
It's where,
blue.
No, not
Blue
blue.
Note.
Yeah, not electric blue or whatever it's called. It's actually down like next door to
Yeah,
it.
because it's next to where
80 proof?
Uptown Lounge used to be.
Kelly's?
Nah,
I don't remember, but
I
anyway,
don't even remember.
like the way they actually had it going is like their set didn't make sense. Like the set list didn't make sense because they started off with an R&B artist, and then you would think like, okay, he would be the next R&B artist to go. They tried to put him up behind like 12 rappers. Yeah, it's like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Because everybody's turned up now, and he's about to bring it back down.
Yeah, I was like, I can't.
The curation was
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah.
And I had talked to one of the curators behind the event, like off to the side. I was like, hey, yo, let me holler at you real quick. I was like, who curated it? Like I'm that guy.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm that guy, and I'm like, I just want. And then like I explained to him like why I was asking him that question. I was like, because like I can't follow up on an artist that's rapping about fucking a nigga's another baby mother.
Facts.
Like I can't. Like
Right.
That makes no sense.
Right.
Like I should have went up immediately after your first R&B artist.
Right.
So that segment of the show would have made sense, and then everything after was pretty much like trap, rap, girls twerking, whatever. Cool.
Right.
Like have that. That's for the end of the night. I was like, but now I gotta come in with my shit, and that nigga was just talking about fucking another nigga's baby mother. Ain't nobody paying attention to me.
Right.
Like I'm null and void here. So he was like, for the next show, he's like, I'll mention that because they letting me in on, the curation of shows. I was like, hell, if you need me there,
Right.
I'll sit in and just be like, y'all have to have these shows make sense, because I've been to a number of shows and have performed in a number of shows where it's been you place R&B artists in a majority rap show in such an awkward place. It's like, we gotta either find
It's hard to keep the crowd.
It's hard to keep the crowd because you don't. The synergy is off. Like you don't know where is this? Like where's the show going?
But also too, like we were just talking about it over the weekend when we have another friend who's an artist, and they hired her to do a show, but they tried to charge her band to get in. And it's like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Yeah, I was at that show.
That sounds crazy.
When she told me that, I was like, "Are you still performing?" I was like, "You still here?"
That's what I said.
Wow,
But, like,
you better than me.
That was one of the things, because I did go to your first Tempo event, and that was one of the things that I liked about that show, is that everybody on stage again was local. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, again, at this point, we've been doing this, 6-7 years? So it's like for the last, at least that long, we've been like interviewing nothing but Connecticut artists. And it's like, there's so many people that can get on that stage right now. And it's like, they just don't know about the opportunities to be on those stages.
Right.
And that brings it back to what you're saying, is like, there is so many people that can do well between Bridgeport, Hartford, New Haven, trying to think, there's a couple people, Ansonia, wherever. But they don't know about, I guess, the venues or the type of events that could actually help them.
Yeah. I mean, artists just got to get out more. Yeah. It's like, when we moved to Atlanta, it really showed us, like, another level of grind artists really be.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Artists really be on the grind. They be working harder than the artists we working on the A level. You know what I'm saying? And artists out here move around like they Chris Brown.
Go to the studio.
That's a fact.
And go to the studio once every 2
You know what I'm
weeks.
saying? It's crazy.
That's a fact. That's a
It's
fact.
weird.
So
It's the
right,
weirdest
man.
thing to us. Like, you know what I'm
So
saying?
right.
Like, there's no reason why. It's just weird to us. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really weird. And that has a lot to do with it, too. But we also think it's opportunities, too. But I think that work ethic is definitely not here because we came from the same environment with no opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So it's really no excuse. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's that hunger, man. It's like people got to be willing to really get to it and figure it out, like, no matter what. And I just think sometimes, I mean, I guess it can get discouraging sometimes. You know what I'm saying, with the opportunity. So,
But before the opportunity, you gotta be prepared for the opportunity.
it's a fact.
Like that, and it goes back to his point where you're not taking it serious. If we weren't never prepared to go in the studio at Neo and make sure we deliver this record with Neo, we would have folded. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I remember our first encounter with Troy when we played on beat. He told us our drums was ass. Like he literally said
wow.
that. Like he said it. Come back in a couple of weeks, and we came back a couple of weeks and blew his speaker.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like that type of hunger, like we had the hunger driving to Terryville. I don't know if y'all know where Terryville is. It's like the last city, like up.
Oh yeah, that's top of that's top
like
of
an hour and
that's top
6
of the
minutes
state.
away from New Haven. We used to drive there every day. He just had his son. eating McChicken nuggets and wild berries like every day for lunch and dinner. Like we was doing that every day for some years. Like, but that was preparing us for the opportunity that was coming one day. You know what I'm saying? These people now, I feel like a lot of artists, even producers, they're not prepared.
They don't got that.
Yeah, it's not that hunger in them.
Everybody want to look like they there already.
Right.
Instead of having that hunger, like people who have the power and the opportunities want to see those type of people, not the type of people that look like they got it together. They want to see the people. You can tell, like you guys can tell who's really serious about podcasting because y'all been doing it for 6 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody can buy the equipment, but you literally can sense, they're serious about this because you guys done it.
Right.
It's the same thing in this music thing. You can't fake it. Like there's nothing you can do to fake it to us. We know who really serious and who not. You know what I mean? You can come with the Louis looking good chain. That shit don't matter to us, right? It's like we can tell if the music sounds good, how you perform it, how it's recorded, how much time did you put into your mixing and master. All that shit matter. You know what I'm saying? So.
And that energy rubs off on, like, when we go to these rooms in L.A., they calling us down. Like, we just got a phone call about, can you do this, such and such? We get these calls because we're prepared and we know how to deliver on a timely manner. You know what I'm saying?
So I think it's just a lot of Connecticut artists also need to leave Connecticut more. Come back. Like, just get out more. You know what I mean? Just visit other places just to see how they move a little more. I don't think there's nothing wrong with living in Connecticut. I think you just need to get out more and see how people move around because you got to push your music more. I think a lot of artists, if they just push the music a little more and don't be scared to be repetitive. Like, if you got a song, push it.
Right.
Like a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because when you go to shows, people think people not getting with them. Nah, they just don't know your song. They got to listen. They don't know what you're saying. It's their first time hearing it.
To your point about Atlanta, like I used to live in Decatur, and I remember like I was, the actual Decatur MARTA station was like the next station away from where I lived, and I remember getting off at the Decatur station, and at the time, Sci-Hi the Prince himself was in the MARTA station handing me his mix CD.
Awesome.
Right, and so like when he actually ended up signed to like Good Music, I'm still holding the CD that he handed me, and I'm like. He really hustled to get to that point.
And your point is you respect him as an artist even more because like I seen him at this level.
Exactly.
So like how many artists, and I know there's some out here, but how many artists, there are a plethora of artists that have that type of determination? No. And that's that, you know what I'm saying? Me and Snacks, we was dead serious before we got on and everybody knew it. So there was, respect comes from that.
Right.
So when we open the studio, they're like, we're going in their studio because they serious about their shit.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with particular. They're willing to take a shot on us because they know we dead serious. Versus halftime and part time, and sometimes we doing it. We like fuck music on social media, talking shit about how shit ain't working. No, nobody got time for that. Nobody want to hear all that. If you want it, go get it. Like, you know what I mean? So
you're still willing to work with like the local artists as well as the
right now.
Okay.
100%. If they serious.
If they're serious. Right.
If it makes sense.
Yeah, obviously. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. One of the other questions that I wanted to ask about the Academy though, like as well as like cultivating their talent, do you guys also have people teaching them about like the business of it all as well?
That's just as much as that than the music. It's just it's 50-50. Like we teach them about the opportunities, about owning their stuff, about the good and bad, about everybody want to be independent, and they say the label, doing publishing deals is bad. That's not true, and we educate them because everybody's life is different. A publishing deal or production deal may be the best opportunity for you, but you just got to understand what those opportunities are and where your life is. You know what I'm saying? So we just give everybody the pros and cons for everything.
And legal advice, tell them about who our lawyers is, look them up and stuff like that.
For sure, because that's definitely important. Like I was talking to who was my barber, Sean from the Skinny Boys, and
that us?
Yeah. Yeah, he's my barber, and he had because Wendy's has used like a clip on of one of their records.
Oh shit!
For like, and I think he said it's like 90 seconds or probably.
That's a nice check.
Yeah, some shit
that's
like
a nice
that.
check.
So and he was telling me, he was like, I guess the group is trying to get their masters back. And I was like, I may know somebody because my fiance is her cousin's husband is an entertainment lawyer. I was like, I don't know what end he is on it. I was like, but he probably knows somebody.
Yeah, and that was a long time ago, so he probably could get it back with the right clothes and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so I told him, I was like, I was like, just be on the lookout for a text from me. So I reached out to my girl's cousin's husband. I was like, yo, do you know anybody who does like masters, like can get artists their masters back? He sent me a link. He was like, he's like, that's her specialty. She don't work with like Missy, Mr. Cheeks, Africa Bambaataa. He was like, that's her specialty is getting people back royalties, masters, all of that. Sent it to him and he was like, yo, I appreciate you. And I was like, listen, man, I'm just trying to share information because I get it. So to know that, you know, the legal aspect of it is definitely important.
Right.
For sure. They'll get you.
Any other questions? You zoned out. This man just listening, taking all the jewels
He
in.
just taking all of this in.
I was like, they right. Like I really be home, like just chilling, like eating snacks.
he was like, damn. He felt like the kid, like the person in church.
No, I'm a stand-up comedian.
Okay, word.
He felt like the person in church where the pastor be talking about him. He was like, why are you talking about me today?
Well, now, why am I in it?
Why am I in it? I mean, that's real talk. Cause it's like you gotta. Like I said, I've done seen a lot of different shows and work with different artists, so it's on different spectrums, and so it's definitely something that I can agree with you wholeheartedly. Where it's like people gotta be real about it and be serious about it. And I listen. I done already been a critic on myself. I was like, I really don't post my shit enough. I got to get back into doing that. I done slacked. There was a time where I was like, shit, y'all probably sick of me, but I don't give a fuck. Like,
you should be
I
like
gotta
that,
get
bro.
this. I gotta get this song. I gotta get this music out. So, yeah, man, it's definitely something that I gotta get back into is just promoting my shit more. But definitely good to have y'all out here. Really,
Thank you, man.
I appreciate y'all for having us.
Oh yeah, nah, for sure, man.
Y'all have any more tempos or playlists coming up anytime soon? Or
Oh yeah, that was gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice year, man. Gearing up for a lot of stuff, like Wall Street.
oh, that's right.
August 16th.
Been the registration about to open up for now. We got some
Okay,
surprises
we're gonna have
for
to
that.
get a table for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a dope year.
Make sure y'all follow the page, Black Wall Street Festival page on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah,
EWS Festival.
that's where I get all my information from. That's how I ended up there last time. I was walking around. I was walking around.
Y'all enjoyed yourself?
Oh, I had a great time. In fact, I had to leave a little early though because New Haven parking be scaring me sometimes. Yo. So I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't even like. I walked into one of the shops where I was like, hey, is it cool for me to park here? Because this sign. It don't sound like it's cool. It don't read like I'm supposed to be here. And he was like, nah, you good. So I was like, all right, cool. And then it just got to be where I was like, I've been out here for, and it was kind of like, yo, I done supported like 8 different businesses. So now I'm like, I ain't got no money left. So now I'm just walking around. But I had seen people that I want to know because like Tone, Fashion Prince, Tone Capone, that's my boy. I used to work with him back in the Men's Warehouse days, so we chopped it up, and I seen Soulful Sunday was out there, so it was cool. I ran into a bunch of people that I knew.
That's what's up.
Music-wise, I had myself a grand old time. I was like, yeah. New Jack, 80s, 90s, everybody just cool, and I was like, yeah, nah, we having a good time. Yeah. Then somebody hit me up. They was like, yo, you still there? I was like, nah, the sun doesn't set.
Yeah, I think that might have been me.
I've been home, baby.
Nah, this year gonna be bigger though, for sure.
Word. I'm gonna definitely be up there again, but I'm gonna time it right to where I'm able to be there at least into the nighttime.
Word.
We got businesses now. We need to get tables.
You
For
right?
sure. For sure.
Shit.
But the traffic is definitely gonna be
Yeah,
there.
nah,
for
they
sure.
they be in there, man.
Listening
People
to
be
the
buying,
Rhythm
they
and
be
Brewz
supporting. They got
podcast.
one of them stands got me immediately. I got some shit from my girl.
What you sipping on?
I was like, damn. Then I walked out with one of the sweet teas that was over there.
Was it Gorilla?
Nah, I forgot who it was, but she had like she had a great little selection, and it was the bottles that she had the tea in that really got me. I was like, that and the flavors, how much?
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, nah,
what's
it
up.
was fire. And I think I got the raspberry one, but she had like mango, pineapple. She had like a peach,
That's what's up.
like a blueberry lemonade. Like she had mad flavors.
That's what's
So
up.
I was like, yeah, nah, this is a dope event. So like I said, Black Wall Street playlist, all of that. I'm glad I actually made it to one because every time I try to make it to a playlist, them
Sold
tickets,
out.
I be like,
Nigga.
yeah.
Which one you came to though?
We was at the
We was at the New Year's Eve.
Okay, that was a good one.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
that was a good
That was a
one.
good
We was
one.
at
That was a
New
really
Year's
good
Eve.
one. Yeah.
I tried to go to the one in August because my birthday was like a few days after that playlist.
That one was crazy.
Nope.
August one.
Yeah, I couldn't even get a ticket to that one.
It's like, yo, as soon as they posted about the shit, them tickets be gone.
Yep.
Again, I follow him on Twitter.
Shit, if it wasn't for
Ticket
Becca, we
songs.
wouldn't have tickets to the last one. Shout out to Becca.
Shout out to Beck, yeah.
Shout out to Beck, because goddamn, every time I see them, be like, oh, yo, the playlist, tickets on sale. I'm like, oh, I bet.
Got that text from Trell like, hey,
click on that link.
we had playlists this year for New Year's. It was like, all right, Becca got the tickets already. Just send us the money.
Whew.
I was like, thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
She good for that.
That's a
God
fact.
damn, that shit be
Nah, that's what's
wow,
up.
man.
But anyway, man, thanks again for coming down.
I appreciate you for having us. Man.
Thanks for giving us your
Real
time
talk.
and your wisdom.
This was dope.
I appreciate that.
Really good.
Glad we had some good questions for y'all.
Nah, for sure. Y'all came prepared though with the music selection. I don't even know how my man got the Bree made it tag. Like, he got soloed out on the vocal and everything.
All right, y'all. This has been the Rhythm and Brews podcast. Peace.
You're listening to the Rhythm and Brews
This is dope, bro.
podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, man.
What you sipping on?
This culture almost got me too. Man.
It has got me plenty of time. We have fallen asleep in here many times.
So what's the